my name's Darren. Today I want to share something with you that is very important to me, and I'd like to share some memories about someone who was very important in my life, very influential, and some stories about how he'll be missed. This person was my grandpa. My grandpa passed away back in October of this past year, and it was definitely a bit life-altering for everyone that knew him well, including me. He was a character like no other 92-year-old though. He was an incredible person with some incredible qualities. I was his grandson for 22 years, so I did get to know him quite well, which was incredible because most people don't get to know their grandparents as well as I have. He had quite the sense of humor too. He had unorthodox jokes, one being his German Shepherd joke, where he'd go, did you know that I used to be a German Shepherd in another life? And the person would go, no, I didn't. And he'd go, yeah, I've got a bump on the back of my head to prove it. And he'd go, come feel it. And as they'd get up to him, he'd go, rah! And he'd usually scare most people with that. He also had a deaf rabbit joke too. And this deaf rabbit joke, he would go, do you know how you call a deaf rabbit? And the person would go, no, I don't know how to call a deaf rabbit. And he'd get a little closer to them and he'd go, come here, rabbit, at the top of his lungs. He also had some things that he'd tell you too that you really wouldn't expect to hear from a grandpa. One time I was mowing his lawn when he was in his 80s and couldn't mow his lawn anymore, and he was helping me put the gas in the mower, and he goes, do you know what you can do with this gasoline if you don't like someone? And I was like, what do you do with it? And he goes, you can write F-U on their lawn. That was definitely surprising to hear from him. He also had some funny names for places too. The funny names, he didn't hear all that well, so he would think things were right when they weren't. We used to go to this place called Chianti's, and he used to think it was called Ferrani's instead, so we always got a kick out of that. He was also a very handy man too. He was great with woodworking. He helped my parents renovate their house when I was younger. When I was younger as well, he built me a semi-truck, which was very elaborate, a model semi-truck, and it was complete with our pictures in front, and I was in the driver's seat, and he was in the passenger seat. He built me a desk and a dresser for my room when I was younger out of wood, which was very cool. He built a playground in his backyard, complete with horse swings made out of tires. He spent many hours on stained glass, building hundreds of angels and cats out of stained glass. He was also a very generous grandpa as well. He really spoiled all the grandchildren on their birthdays and Christmas with money. And he also was generous with his time as well too though. He came to many of my baseball and hockey games, and he also went to other grandchildren's like dances and plays, so I think having him at these events was almost more valuable than any amount of money that we could have received from him. I would just like to remember the important person he was in my life, and he will be missed by everyone, including me.